87% of realtors fail in their first 5 years. Finances are a big reason. Today, we're sharing 5 of the biggest mistakes that real estate agents make and how to avoid them. Stay tuned. I'm Brian White. Many realtors forget that real estate is a business. They're great with people, but not so much with numbers. And so, many agents are not in business after 5 years. So we're going to walk you through 5 of the biggest money management mistakes and how to avoid them. I'm Brian White. I love helping people build their business and their long-term wealth so they can make an impact and leave a legacy. That's what gets me up in the morning. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one of our updates. Are you ready? Let's talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that realtors make and how to avoid them. Okay, the first mistake that agents make is having just one account for business and personal. Many agents just have one account and simply deposit their commission checks into that one account. Well, that doesn't work for a variety of reasons. Maybe that's you. Yikes! Don't do that. No, that doesn't work for a variety of reasons. For tax reasons, your CPA is going to want to have your account separate. They're going to want to have a record of what were your business expenses and what were your personal. Your business expenses are write-offs, so it makes great financial sense for you to have separate accounts. It's dramatically easier to keep your expenses separate when they're in separate accounts. The second thing is when all the money goes into one account, how do you pay yourself? Are you eating the steak and potatoes in the good months and beans and rice in the bad months? That's no way to live. You need a better plan. So the third thing is, how do you budget for business and personal when it's all in the same account? Yeah, I said it, budget. So this one's an easy fix. You need to have separate accounts, at least 2 accounts, if not more, for business and personal. We actually have several other accounts. We have accounts set up for savings. That's really more of a long-term planning. We want to make sure that we've got cash flow for the future months. We have an account set up for taxes, and then we have an account set up for travel as well. Now that's a personal budget, but we have that set up as a separate way for us to pay ourselves into a different bucket. It's really up to you how many accounts you set up, but you should definitely separate your personal and business expenses. So the second mistake that agents make is not paying themselves a salary. So you might now have moved your money into 2 separate accounts, but really you're treating your business account still like a piggy bank. You're moving money back and forth. You're really paying yourself whatever you want to, whenever you want to. Well, again, for tax reasons, as well as for planning reasons, you're going to want to set yourself up on a salary. The reason for that is, well, you're going to have some great months. And in those months, you're going to want to go out and buy some expensive stuff, take some trips, buy some cars. It's a really great month if you're buying multiple cars, but it's real easy to get ahead of yourself when you have great months and spend more than you would otherwise. So it's a great idea to set up a consistent salary where you get paid each and every month. When you have great months, well, you can pay yourself a little more, but you're still consistent. That way, when you have slower months, the winter months in particular, you still have a consistent salary coming in. Now, at this part, you should consult your CPA. There are some tax benefits to setting yourself up with a reasonable salary. You can actually save some money on your payroll taxes if you set it up that way. So definitely talk to your CPA. Mistake number 3 that many agents make is doing your own taxes. There's terminology in real estate called highest and best use. If you're in real estate, your best use is not as a certified public accountant. Your best use is negotiating contracts, getting in front of people, and closing deals. You're better served both in the time you spend doing your taxes and in the dollars that you're not going to get because you're not a tax expert. Hire a CPA. You'll save more money on your taxes. You'll be able to go out and get your next deal instead of stressing over your taxes. So I mentioned earlier that you should be paying yourself a salary. Well, the next mistake that agents make is paying themselves last. Paying themselves last means that you've got expenses. You've got to pay for, maybe you've got to pay for an office, you've got to pay a brokerage, you've got to pay for potentially leads and marketing expenses that are coming in. You've got to pay for any number of things that might be coming up. Well, you need to pay yourself first. When agents pay themselves last, then there's not enough money left at the end of the month. You need to flip the script on that. Pay yourself first and then pay your expenses. There are going to be some months when things are slow or maybe you have to pay an expense late. That's much better than not paying yourself. And the last mistake that agents make is in budgeting, as in not having a budget. So when you're paying yourself first and then paying your expenses last, you really want to build out a budget so you know exactly what you're going to be paying yourself consistently. You know what your expenses are on a given month, so you know how much business you need to go get to cover all of your overhead. That's the reactive version. The proactive version is you can look at how much money you're bringing in and plan for, okay, what are the expenses? Where are the places that I can invest? What are the new marketing capabilities that I can go build out? What are the ways that I can go build my business, and where should I invest to go do that? When you've got a budget, you're well prepared to grow your business. So the 5 mistakes that agents make are sharing accounts between business and personal, not paying themselves a salary, doing their own taxes rather than hiring a CPA, paying themselves last rather than paying themselves first, and not having a budget. I hope this was helpful. If it is, please be sure to subscribe. We love helping agents build their business and their long-term wealth. So if we can help you, schedule a time via the link in the comments, and otherwise hang out and watch another video. I'm Brian White, and I'll see you there.